We saw earlier that mothers carrying babies and pushing strollers and fathers with toddlers on their back were walking alongside you. What sort of condition are they in? How are they coping?
Well, it's been probably 5 hours by now, so people are fairly tired. Less of one big group, but smaller groups sort of straggling along. It's not easy, especially not easy when you have little children and when you've already been doing this for the better part of, give or take, for some 3 weeks, for others up to 2 months. They already came across 4, 5 different countries in Europe just to get this far, finally today deciding that they no longer wanted to wait at the Budapest train station or in other parts of the capital any longer, that they did not want to go into the Hungarian camp. They were afraid that they would be forced into them, and they were simply fed up with waiting for politicians, European leaders, to make the decisions necessary that would bring about a resolution to this massive refugee crisis. And so today they decided to walk. They are going to go as far as they can. They will eventually stop for the night. Throughout, we have been seeing some people giving them water, giving them support, but they're getting tired at this stage, especially the kids getting very tired, but even the adults themselves. People have blisters on their feet from this whole very arduous and exhausting journey. Many of them are sustaining on very little food. Water, not always so easy to come by, although here you do see something that has been quite heartening that we have been seeing throughout this route that is in stark contrast to the government here's position towards these migrants and refugees. The government and the security forces fairly hostile towards them, not very sympathetic at all with their plight. But then you have scenes like this with residents that have come out and are distributing water to them on the road, distributing food to them on the road. Earlier we saw a woman who was also doing this, and she was so distraught, she was so upset. She was telling the refugees as she was giving them food products and water, I'm so sorry for my Prime Minister. And this, in speaking to the refugees that they've been going by, say it really is providing them with a very different perspective on Hungary than the one that they used to have. They do understand that the government's position is not necessarily echoed by all elements of the population, and it's also heartening for them after everything that they have been through to be seeing this kind of support. They saw similar acts of kindness in the other countries that they went through, especially in the reception that they were getting when they arrived in Greek shores. Serbia, very friendly towards them because its population remembers what it is like to go through war, and now they're getting this reception here along the highway, without which it would have been very difficult for them to keep going, because so far they have been walking, as I was saying, for about 6 hours.
6 hours of walking and no doubt many more hours to go. Is there any indication of where they may stop for the night when darkness falls? Is there a ringleader of this group, and are they talking with any aid organisations?
Yeah, there are some leaders among them that are kind of calling out the various different rest stops. We don't really know exactly where they're going to be stopping tonight. We also don't know how far they're going to be able to go. So far, the police has been letting them move along. They have been escorting them to a certain degree with vehicles or on foot, trying to make sure that they're staying away from traffic, because this is the main highway that connects Budapest to Vienna. But it's not clear if they're going to be able to go all the way to the border, and if they do make it to the border, it's not clear if they're going to be allowed to cross. Hungary, Austria, and Germany have all been saying publicly that they're adhering to the Dublin Agreement, which was drafted back in 1990 and effectively states that an individual seeking asylum in Europe must apply for that in their first point of entry, and that would be Hungary, because Greece, because of the economic instability there, is considered to be unsafe for refugees. Problem is, no one wants to stay in Hungary, and Hungary quite simply can't handle these numbers. If all of these people were to end up in Hungarian camps. Those camps are already full. It's unsustainable for them, and they say that the conditions there, because they've already been through the camp on the Hungarian-Serbian border, are inhumane, and that they were made to feel like they were animals. So there's a lot of uncertainty because Austria and Germany are also saying that they're going to be adhering to the Dublin Agreement, the Dublin Protocol, but at the same time, Germany is saying that it will welcome them, and that is what is giving them hope as well as they keep going throughout this very, very long journey.
A very long journey, and you've been covering this journey from the start. We thank you for your reporting, and we will talk to you soon.